Welcome to John Makes Beats, where John makes beats. I'm your host, David, and today we're going to be playing the Super Nintendo and sampling it into my MPC to then make a beat. The game of choice, Donkey Kong Country. I love this game. I had this game when I was a kid, and the soundtrack is legendary. Now, anybody who's familiar with the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack is expecting me to sample aquatic ambience, which is the music that plays whenever you're in the water. That one is definitely the standout track, but it's been done so much. In fact, I remember 15 years ago playing it on stage, mixing it with beats and stuff. So I thought I would maybe take a look and see if I could find something else that would make sense. So I've got my original Super Famicom controller, and we're going to use this to make Donkey Kong jump and throw barrels and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, look at this. This is Cranky Kong. He's showing you his favorite record when he was 15. The time is now, old man. Oh man, he knocked him off the tree. Look at that banging stereo system. That boombox probably goes for like a lot of money nowadays on eBay. Man, does he come out of the cabin every single time like that? Because that's aggressive. Now, this is all the story you get. Somebody took his money. He got robbed. Already, the drums in the background are killing it. I mean, maybe I sample this joint. This is sick. I'm gonna start recording. Damn. Just playing with them. There we go. They don't know what's about to happen with that walk. Sick. We're gonna take a small part of this and we're gonna stretch it out to a whole track. Woo! Hey! Just that transition is so good. It's such a great progression. Oh man, it's over. It's over before it began. We hardly knew you. All right, so we need to clean up these a little bit. Okay, we need to start thinking about how we're going to actually incorporate this into what we're doing. I do like these like little drum fills. I think those are cool. Let me figure out what the tempo here is through tapping. So maybe like a 94 or 92. Let's turn on the metronome and let's just record. So let's see what happens if we take all these samples and put them through ping pong looping, because there's some silence at the first part of this. I like this loop, man. This is pretty fun. Yeah, it went away. Let's carve out a little bit of frequency space from this sample, because right now it's pretty full. And if I try to add stuff on top of this, we're gonna run into issues pretty quickly. Let's play around with the tuning a little bit. There we go. That's sick. Oh yeah. We're gonna start actually getting these chops the way we want them. And we're going to slow these down. All right, so I know what we're doing here. Let's just focus on the drums for right now. Nice. Now let's bring in some more one-shots. And then I want to have like some sort of rhythm gate or LFO or something that introduces some sort of movement here. Maybe I just shorten the envelope of the notes. Let's try. See, that's the thing about samples and integrating samples into new compositions is when the other recording was done, they were not thinking about the next step of someone integrating it into like a new recording. So they already had everything accounted for. Usually the music is very full and it has its own feeling and vibe. And so a lot of this time that you're spending on it comes from carving things out of the layers and then trying to sort of like fit it into a place where everything still has space. But I think we've got it here. Now I feel like I can play on top of this and bring that different element into it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's find a different kind of piano sound. I want it to be pretty simple. I don't want to get too crazy with this. That's it. That's pretty cool. Let's do that. That is the line, but I want to change a little bit about that sound. Legato? I like the glide. There we go, that's nice. Now, obviously, the thing that's missing right now is the bass line. Nothing really sits in place until we have that, so why don't we do that? The bass is really important here, so I need to not skimp on the preset here. That's kind of fire. And then I think I need to put a little bit of a filter on it. All right, so I think that this clack, it's a little distracting. So let me see if I can turn it down in here. I want that to be a legato bass line because I want to be able to do like little bends with it sounding like I'm bending the note. See what I'm saying? Hey, I'm starting to like this bass. And the bass line is really important. So you want to make sure it's funky and loose and you can just hear it over and over again. That's why it takes so long. That hits. Let's do that. Woo! Let's go. Fuck it, man. That's good stuff. So good, man. This will cap it, I think. All right, I think it's time for us to start arranging this. Double the length of that, double the length of that, double the length of that. 64 bars of material to work through. I think that's enough to create like a nice loop that has everything that we need. Let's take a look at the arranger. I want to cut out the drums. I don't want the bass in the beginning. There's so much here. I have to chip away at what's going on here. So I'm just going in here, get all that out. We want to keep it simple at the start. Let's actually record that to tape, huh? This beat makes me want to eat a banana, man. Or some banana bread. I feel like this is a bonanza. All right, I told myself that I wouldn't play the new Donkey Kong game until I did that, so I'm gonna go do that now. I want to congratulate Donkey Kong on his new game. I want to thank David Wise for making the original composition. I also want to thank you for watching. So thank you for watching. If you want to hear this track as well as all the other tracks I make on the channel, go ahead and subscribe to my Patreon. We can get access to albums upon albums of material, and you're able to join me in the live streams where I film all this stuff. If there's a particular video game that you would like to see me sample on this channel, go ahead and comment it down below. Ones that I see often are ones that I can consider for future videos. But anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.